relax. Don't do it. I got this pen for this is before you was born, actually, man. Yeah.
Alright, well, this is Fat Boy Cheffen. Yes, I'm tough to hear that sometimes, isn't it? This is who I am. This is who I am now, Father. Right. Got a couple of choice questions here to ask the man. And we'll see how far we get, huh? Obviously, I know some of this, but not all of this. So some of these questions are more for the people.
All right. What the people want to know?
For the camera, please, your name and date of birth.
Derry Lee Bailey.
Derry Lee Bailey.
4459.
1959, that's a year?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. I don't know that year.
It was a sad year, but
Where were you born at?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Do you remember the name of the hospital?
Shelby County Hospital. Yeah, it was one in the county.
I bet that's still there too, huh?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it is.
Right.
It is.
Wow, it knows 1959. Huh?
Right.
And your parents? Your mom?
What?
What's Gran's full name?
Eloise
Walker. And Grandpa?
Willie Frank Bailey.
You remember roughly, I guess, obviously you were a baby when you were born, clearly so. But do you remember what your parents were doing? Like, what were their professions, I guess, when you were that young? Do you have any idea what that was?
No idea.
Know if you're
hard
labor or trading stocks or assassins, perhaps?
Nah, man, I have no idea. You know, when I found out what Pops was doing, shit, man, I was in junior high school then. I was working with the old Massey Ferguson plant.
That's about time you were like, what? That's what he does for money.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it?
It's a manufacturing plant. They make tractors and shit.
Oh, wow, okay.
Used to be right on the other side of Gray's Lake.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, is that like that place, like that pallet store, or it's a pallet place now? And I think that's
no, it's on the same side as Gray's Lake.
Okay.
It's just on. Well, it used to be on the other side. It's that area they're cleaning up now and building new houses.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, shout out to Des Moines, Iowa, doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
And how many brothers and sisters do you have total that you know of? 1959. You know, I mean, that's a lot of time without good tech. You know what I mean?
Oh man. I think there's 8 of us.
8, okay.
Yeah. Four of us. The first 4 by the same mom. Mm-hmm. Mom and Dad, yeah.
Right, okay.
But Pops planted his seed amongst the
population.
population.
Around, he was generous.
Johnny Appleseed.
Right. I should have called him that. Now, I do know you moved, obviously, to Iowa at some point, but did you start school in Memphis?
No, man.
Down there? You were that young?
Moved up here when I was 2.
2? Oh, wow. That long? Oh, I thought you were like maybe 6 or 7 or something. Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Well, do you remember then what, when you moved to, what year that would have been, 59, 61?
Yeah.
61, 1961. And what, I guess, what were your initial thoughts? Do you even remember being that young and moving to Iowa? Kind of was one and the same?
No.
Okay.
Mom said it was on a train. Coming up.
Wow, a train.
Yeah. And she had, Willie was in her arms and she had me on harness so I wouldn't run astray.
Wow, I said I was on harnesses myself. That's interesting. And did everybody move or just you two? Because you're the oldest, actually, right?
Yeah.
And so Willie would have been second oldest.
Yeah.
So it just would have been you two.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, that's
all the girls are born up here.
And Grandpa moved at the same time?
Yeah. Well, yeah. He was up here already.
Okay.
He followed Mom's brother, Uncle Charlie, up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you then. So, is that the first of the family then to move up here? As far as you know, is Uncle Charlie, or? For some reason, obviously I never bothered to ask, but I always assumed Grant was the first to move here. So.
No, Uncle Charlie was here first. I don't know who else is here. Because I know Uncle Charlie moved up here, then Aunt Effie moved up here, Mom moved up here. And then there was, we had another uncle, man. Didn't see that old boy much. He'd come around on his bike, then next thing you know, he's dead.
You don't remember what his name was?
No. I forgot what his handle was, man. Like I said, we didn't see him much at all.
Right.
At all.
Right. There's always family like that.
Yeah. I think he was kind of a loon, though.
Ah, it's kind of out there, huh?
Because, like, when he did come over,
length,
he didn't hang out with us. He just hung out with Mom, He didn't interact with his kids, There's something about him, man.
Okay, all right. Let's see here. I guess what was the first school you went to here then?
I've been Bird Elementary.
Where's that at? Is that still around, I guess?
You can believe where it is. Used to be. You know where the Gateway Market is?
Excuse me. Yes?
Used to sit right
What?
there.
There used to be a school there?
Yeah. And we lived across the street from it.
I do remember, stuff used to be there before that was, but... Oh, okay. All right. Bird Elementary. Did you guys always live in that house on Franklin? How old were you when you moved into that house?
Oh, no, man. Here we go. I remember when we moved up here, Mom and Dad were together for a minute. They didn't stay together long. We lived up in the attic at the preacher's house, Reverend Harris's house. And then the city started this housing program and blah, blah, blah. And that's when Mom got the house on Franklin.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so we moved in there right before school started. So, ching, ching, ching. I started school a day late because Mom had to go to work and I had to go get everybody enrolled in school.
Oh, I see. Wow, yeah. Okay, right.
So, man, it was actually on... No, that's when we were still down there at Bird School.
Can you imagine if I had to enroll Erica in school? Would you even no, you can do that.
Oh, it was easy back then, man. Just go...
Well, I'm getting right, yeah. No.
I forgot. Yeah, when we was over... I was at Bird School till junior high, and then we was on the first wave of desegregation when we went to Franklin for junior high school on 48th Street.
I guess that would be a thing happening as you were going to school. Okay. Did that create any intense moments, if you will?
I got into one fight. But that's just this white boy going around testing everybody.
It's got to be somebody, huh?
Yeah. And there were some intense fucking moments, man. And I can remember one, I can't forget what sparked everything, but we definitely had our own sides of the hall going down when school.
Oh, wow, right.
And shit,
Right, everybody grew up.
Right.
Well, I mean, the first up to do anything, there's going to be some tense moments, I'm sure. So that's wow. Huh. I never knew that. And you guys all go to the same schools then? As you, more or less? Is that kind of how that worked? Or were you guys kind of spread out?
No, we all did. When we moved over here, man, the junior high school for the brothers was Irving Junior High School. And Mom wasn't having none of that joint, man.
Right.
Woo! So, of course, we got back on that bus and went out.
Right.
Yeah, but we all did that. Yeah, we all went to, well, besides, I didn't have to fuck with Cassidy. Me and Willie didn't have to fuck with Cassidy at all. So the girls did Cassidy, we did Franklin, we did North High School.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it wasn't until you guys were born that, that ended. You guys went to Roosevelt.
Right,
Instead of Nora.
Yeah. All right, now this is an odd question, maybe. Did you guys ever take family vacations?
Nah, man.
Grand never packed up everybody and we're going to the beach somewhere, down by the coast for a couple of days. Nothing like that, no.
Well, there was that 12-hour drive to when she took us down to Memphis and dropped us off. And come back up to the morning and left us down there.
All right, well, y'all took vacation. But
it was only a few days where she had to come back and get us.
Funny. Okay.
Mr. Sherman, that was his grandpa.
Right.
And he threatened to hit us with a branch. Oh no! Oh no!
When's your mama coming back to pick you up? God,
right. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh gosh. You ever been getting in much trouble as a kid? Were you a trouble kid? Were you anything like me? No, you were.
Man, it was Mom. You know what, man? You thought my thumps and shit was something, man. Mom dropped hammers.
Right.
You didn't fuck around, man. But what I learned to do is get out of the fucking neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Okay, the black community is small, therefore everybody knows everybody.
Sure.
Doris, Renee, and Willie out there fucking up, getting told on.
You over here in Hoosville and shit.
Exactly, I'm over on the north side with the white boys, and nobody knows anything about me.
End up making it back to Mom. Here we're
You'd be surprised as we all got older and shit, man, how many people kind of didn't realize that I was related to Doris Renee now. Because they didn't know anything about me, man.
Right.
I wasn't hanging out like that. Yeah.
You never had any run-ins then with the law?
Yeah.
Well, there you a couple of shootouts there, huh?
No, nothing like that. I actually didn't. It wasn't until I got out of high school. Well, I had a run-in with the cops, man. It was a disorderly conduct arrest, man. But the cops had it coming. I should have listened. I learned my lesson. If you got anything to say, get it all out at once. Okay? Once they tell you to shut up, man. All right, they're getting ready to drop the disorderly conduct. That just settles everything. That settles everything.
That's funny. Then, around, I guess, high school, around those disorderly conduct times, what were the places to be in the city? What were the good times happening? I'm sure you may be on the east side, but was it just a house party or was it a bar? I know there's a few tales of you and Mac running around here and there, but I don't know, were those the places to go later on in adult life, or was that the high school scene, or?
Well, see, I didn't know, man. It was way after. I graduated high school in '77. I didn't meet Mac till man.
Oh, I see.
80-something.
Okay.
Yeah, in high school. See, we was fortunate back then, man. They turned the legal drinking age to 18.
Oh, yeah.
We were all seniors in high school, 18, going into bars.
Right. And I'm sure bar owners loved that.
And then slowly, then they made it 19, but all of us that were 18 got to drink at 18. We got grandfathered in, of course.
Yeah.
So, shit.
Man. Yeah, I'm glad drinking was illegal until I was 21. It just made it a lot more harder to get to, and had to make a specific decision to drink. I couldn't just go get it, cuz. So
right.
I would have been a mess, man. It's going down. All right, let's see here. How were you as a student in general? Were you a good student?
Average.
Average? Okay.
I had to maintain that C average so I could participate in sports.
I see. Right.
Mom was one of those, get a good education type things. She's like, graduate from high school or I'll beat your ass.
Well, I mean,
so,
you gotta have some, some basic lines drawn in the sand.
Right.
Minimum requirements.
Right.
You're ready to the next stage.
And I maintained my C average to participate in sports.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
And you mostly, I know you play football and wrestling. You do anything else? Or you
Track.
play them all?
That's track.
All right, you did.
That's a shot putter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Did you do discus?
Yep, sure did.
I tried discus. Scared me.
Yeah.
Scared me.
I lettered every year.
Nice.
In every sport. Except for track my senior year.
Athlete, guys. He's an athlete. He's got the letter.
It's in my trunk in there, man. Yeah. I never bought the jacket, but I got my letter in there. Yeah.
That's funny. Let's see here. Do you remember the first girl you dated? Like a real date. Not your little sneaky kissing in the bushes.
Well, just dated once or for a while?
Whoever, the first girl you asked out and take you to the movies or a meal or the lookout spot. I don't know what the hell.
Actually, that's a funny antidote right there, man. Donna Lomax, I still remember her fucking name, man. But my girlfriend was actually this white girl on the softball team. And she had a twin sister, alright? This guy, the softball coach, Ripple, man. Ripple was cool, but he was a racist. He tried to. He's one of those racists that tried to convict you he wasn't racist.
He's got his own black people, right?
And she saw this happening, so he steered me towards this Donna Lomax because she was black, right? I don't know how this cat sucked me into going out with her. And she was kind of ugly and skinny, had nothing going for her. But, I was like, So I looked at her and said, hey, you got a date for my friends, I'm taking my partner with me. So I grabbed my buddy Dee down the street. We walked down there, we went to, what the fuck? I can't remember what it was, but it was over at the River Hills Theater, man. That was the swank theater at the time, And we were just...
Hills Theater?
It's where, you used to sit down there. Wells Fargo took up a bunch of that area,
is it
right?
Like the old Dollar Theater?
No.
Okay.
No, man. River Hills is closer to the interstate and shit.
Okay.
But so me and Dee Dee, we walk down there. We go to her house and get her and her friend, and then we walk to the River Hills. But we made them walk like 10 feet in front of us. The whole fucking time, right?
Gentlemen.
Right? And so we're just lumbering down the street. And I specifically remember we going in there, and I asked her if she wanted candy or popcorn or anything, No, it's okay. No, it's all right. Cool, man. So we go in there, we sit down, I had the space between us and her and the chair, man, right? Watching the movie, eating my popcorn. She said, can I have some popcorn? I said, no, you should have got some.
You denied the girl the popcorn?
Sure did.
That's cold-blooded.
Hey.
That's cold-blooded.
Hey.
Oh, man. Had to set a precedent, huh?
Hey.
Oh, my God.
Woo-hoo.
Did you meet Mom in high school then?
Yes and no. Yes and no. She hated my guts in high school.
I'm sure you made it easy not sharing your popcorn.
Well, no, man, no. That's a whole different situation there, man. So I got this, there was this, I don't know, Youth Employment Service was the name of the organization. And so they set us kids up with jobs actually inside the school. And my job is I only had 4 classes, so 5th to 6th hour, I had to go correct papers for tunes for the wrestling coach. Or if he didn't have papers for me correct, he was also the lunchroom monitor. So he'd sit up on this podium on his teacher's chair, and I'd sit next to him with my tray and eat. And my job was, anybody leave their trays, I had to go get their trays and put them away. Mm-hmm. But your mom, her little gaglings, they tried that on me one time, man. And they got out in the hallway, and I went out the other door and yelled clean down the hall, "Come get your trays!"
Put them all on blast.
Yeah, they had to fucking come get them, man. It wasn't until I started working with her at the park fair that I asked her out.
Right. Must have had some sort of charm, I guess. Or offering popcorn at the time. How did our parents take a word? I guess were her parents together still?
Nah, man.
I don't know. I don't know much about her parents, especially when her mom passed away when we were so young.
Neither.
I only saw Grandpa Frank a couple of times towards the end of his life where he obviously was remorseful for being such a bad person, for such a long time. So they'll come around sometime. So it was a pleasant memory for me. So
you know your mom, right?
I do.
Right. Now you know your grandma Nina. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I can say about it. Now you know your grandma Nina. Shit.
Oh gosh.
But her dad was a piece of work, though.
I'm sure.
He had me investigated and shit.
Oh my god.
I go to work one day, and an old lady cursed the guy. She said, "Come here, dearie." I'm like, "What?" "There's a couple of guys in there asking questions about you today." I'm like,
holy
"What?"
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of shit made me carry a gun right there. Holy shit. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Okay. What was your first car then? Was that in high school?
Nah, man, I had it in Wills after high school. 75 Monte Carlo.
I like that.
What?
I'm going to tell my son, car, look, I'm going to do you like my daddy did and like I did. After high school, you will get a car. Prove yourself.
Uncle Charlie put swivel bucket seats in it for me, man. That was pretty up, man. Yeah.
Swivel bucket seats. What kind of car was it?
75 Monte Carlo.
What color?
Burgundy.
Burgundy.
Had a white vinyl top, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right. Nice.
That was the one and only time I installed a stereo in my bucket, man. And then it got taken out of my bucket.
Someone stole it?
Yep. And I never ever installed another stereo in a car.
Right. Did you buy it or did he give you that car or did you buy that car?
Oh, I bought that, man.
Okay. Well, how much was it?
Man, $3,500, I think.
Ooh. $3,500? That'd have been toast. I did not have $3,500 in high school.
I went to, man, see, I decided I want to go do this, man. I'm on a truck. You know why I didn't get a truck? Fucking grandma wouldn't ride in a truck. I ain't riding no goddamn truck. So I ended up getting a car.
Well, trucks were way different back then.
Yeah.
Trucks were really like work vehicles. They
right.
Really, to buy a nice truck.
Right.
That's a whole other thing. Were you a good driver, do you think? Were you a fast driver, reckless, or?
I have my share of speeding tickets, man. But, nothing crazy.
All right, you get into a wreck or anything? Ever been into a wreck in general?
I've been in a car. I haven't been driving.
As a statute of limitations passed.
Well, man, there was this one incident in a parking lot where it was icy and I kind of slid hit somebody and nobody noticed.
Right.
So I in the parking place.
All right.
I had to walk an extra 20 feet now. you know.
Get other 8 buddies like someone.
Right.
Yikes.
Right.
Yikes.
Be careful, pal.
Was your first job in high school? Or were you working?
Nope, I was out of high school. Well, you know, we had the jobs. My little 2 hours a day I did, 10 hours a week in high school, but I didn't have a real job till after high school.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, shit, what was all the damn pressure on me to get a job? Shit. It's fucking 14 years old. Like, well, I better get some money in. I gotta.
Well, okay, well,
You're right. I need to make a little money.
Hold on, I got to back. See, now you've got me thinking. I got to back up now because I forgot about the library. My actual first job was at the public library downtown. Mom, when I turned 14, she kicked me and Willie out the house and told us to go find jobs. And we both came back with jobs.
Right,
And mine was at but I had no way of getting down there, so it was on, you know, coming through downtown at 10 o'clock at night, you know, just a kid.
Right.
You know, that's back when hitchhiking was safe.
I don't know if hitchhiking has ever been safe. I don't know that. People say that. It doesn't even sound right. There's no safety.
Well, there was a point where everybody hitchhiked, man.
There was just a lot less people reporting murdered people right back then. That's all. We didn't have all this Facebook
I
shit.
did only have it one time where some guy spooked me a little bit. So I just went, "Oh, man, you let me off right here, buddy. Thanks."
Enough for me. I could get a goddamn ride from a tow truck driver who forced me to smoke one of his cigarettes. I felt like if I didn't take one of those cigarettes, it would have been over for me. You think you're better than me? You know, like, now let me take this man's cigarettes and disrespect him and his cab right now. Let him drop my ass off. What was the library paying?
I want to say like $3 an hour or something silly.
$3 an hour.
Oh, it was bomb, man.
Just enough to keep you coming back.
That was a nice little piece of change, you know. But you gotta look at it this way, man. I never got to keep my money.
Well, that's fair. That's a good point.
My mom always took all our fucking money, man.
Just a little $13?
Right.
Oh.
Right. You know, once a year, Yonkers had this yearly inventory. You'd spend all night fucking doing it, but they hired a bunch of high school kids to do it and shit. And me and Willie, we got stuck in the women's shoe department. We had to count all the shoes and shit like that. Now, well, we weren't the only two. And we got our checks to do that, you know, before Mom got home. I said, man. So we found a place to cash our checks. Went downtown to Ben Small's Army Surplus.
What?
Yeah.
He was cashing checks.
Yeah.
Army Surplus store was cashing.
I bought my BB gun down there. Mom was hot. She was pissed.
Oh my
But
God.
she didn't take our BB guns.
What's she gonna do to that BB gun? What am I doing that goddamn BB gun?
She could have been mad enough to shoot us, man. That gal, man. She.
Well, I appreciate that. I didn't have that type of pressure. Let's see here. What was the best job you ever had then, you think?
Food saver. I was pricing coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. What was so good about that job?
Because I was in charge of keeping all the prices and stuff together, and I was really good at it. And I was like, the only people in the whole fucking store I had to answer to was the manager and the assistant managers. And all the supervisors hated that.
Right. Right, like, well, listen, I'm going to talk to Rick about this.
They couldn't tell me to do shit.
During, if I could actually, gotta go. What was the worst job you ever had?
Me and Tim Marson tore down a house by ourselves. House a little bit smaller than this one, matter of fact, yeah. We spent one whole summer doing it, sledgehammers and shit.
Right? That was shitty? You didn't like it?
Man.
Wow.
Dude was getting over on us.
Oh, well, I'm sure.
But, you know, we had to be men about it and take the bait.
Right. We said we would.
Right, exactly.
Couple of
Exactly.
Man, that reminds me of a job I had one time where just some lawyers had a warehouse on the countryside they needed cleared out. And my buddy knew I wasn't working at the time, so he got a hold of me. And we went out there and they were just going to pay, straight cash. It was a check, but, straight cash essentially. And we got out there, and I mean, it's the dirtiest, hardest job I ever did. And I was thinking, like, man, we probably could have got a lot more than like $10 an hour or whatever for this type of shit. But, it was what it was.
Right.
So, that's interesting. Do you remember what you got paid for it? No. It was $10 million. But we were bad with our money. You ever get fired from a job?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, once. It's bullshit. Well, actually, twice. No, wait a minute. Yeah, twice. Twice. And that was, the first time, I guess we had it coming. We were fucking off and he busted us. We were just at one of our high school summer jobs at Grays Lake. We're supposed to be out picking up trash, but we're sitting over in the tree smoking cigarettes. Dude snuck up on us in his motorboat.
Busted you. Yeah. What was the second time?
Superior Park for Super Value, man. Has been sold a bunch of times and shit, and some guy comes whispering to us about starting a union and shit. And so everybody that went to this meeting got fired the next day at work. They had a spy at the meeting, man. And
a spy at the meeting.
I go walking in, crossing the parking lot, and Arrow comes rolling up, man. You're next. You're next. I said, what? He said, you're next. I go in there, and sure enough.
How many jobs do you think you've had in your life?
Oh, man. Counting all of them?
All of them.
I don't know, man. Not as many as you'd think. Because when I got out of high school, I spent, years at my places of employment. There was one time your mom had like 15 W-2s to take to the tax man. Woo!
That's funny. Man, that's damn near why I stopped my my part-time job a few years ago. Like, man, this is too much pressure to try to get 2 W-2s.
Right.
Why are they taxing me more? There's only that pays less.
Well, shit, man.
$1,400.
For real jobs, probably about 7 or 8, man.
Not bad, not
Yeah.
bad. I've had way more jobs than that.
Right.
I just stopped putting them on my resume after, because they only asking for 10 years.
Right.
I ain't got time for it.
Right.
How many goddamn little bullshit ass jobs do I have? Why did I have all those jobs? I know when I gotta write them down.